And we shall face this street, main entrance to the medieval town. And Stout Margaret's Tower is a former cannonball tower, a gunpowder tower. Now it houses Maritime Museum. On the Stout Margaret's Tower houses Maritime Museum, Museum on History of Seafaring and Fishing. On our right-hand side is a medieval lower town, the former town of merchants and craftsmen. It was 4 times bigger than the upper town. Upper town was smaller, but actually nowadays this got a new building we shall see later on our way that. But ancient Estonians were pagans. In the 13th century, Crusaders came to Christianize the country, then we were Catholics, and after the Reformation of Martin Luther, towers. Tallinn, medieval Tallinn, is a town of towers, the town of the weather vanes, and the town of numerous. So on the left-hand side you could see 19th century limestone. On the right-hand side we have some limestone and also dolomite on our biggest island. It's used mainly for monumental sculptures, but sometimes also it's used in the construction of the
follow to see where our driver, our aunt, out of that castle. It was just rebuilt in the 18th century during the time of Russian Empress Catherine II, when it was the seat of the governor of the upper town. Parliament moved last summer to another building, but also in the upper town. So in the upper town we have Prime Minister and also Parliament, the Speaker of the Parliament. And our see now where Aunt goes, our driver. So hopefully you had a chance to take photos, and I'll check up where he is here, because I was told very strict, we have very strict time in this main stick, so that's why, sorry. Still now, if you're ready these photos, we will take our
Oh, sorry.
So please, ladies and gentlemen, kindly take our bus.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
I go by.
Don't want you to get lost.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know, do you know, I'll ask her, we'll ask our guide.
You keep poking them.
We're supposed to walk.
Well, he's the one who won this huge prize from some American electron.
study his works and achievements in many countries of the world, but of course we're very proud of our own homegrown London Sherlock Holmes Society, who this year, they were founded in 1934, but refounded 50 years ago. And what better way to commemorate 50 glorious years of study of the great man than to visit the sparkling capitals of the north, the Baltic capitals, and above all, this gem, Tallinn. And we're simply delighted that you brought this historic life and colour into the main square of Tallinn, and that we're able to welcome you to round off our summer here and get us launched on our new year of hard work. So the Golden Jubilee Cruise is a very special occasion for us here in Estonia, and I hope for you too, our visitors. As far as we're aware, although there are many, many people in Estonia who know and love Sherlock Holmes and the works of Conan Doyle, there is as yet no Sherlock Holmes Society. But who knows, perhaps today this gathering might create one of those wonderful Estonian e-networks which will lead to a homegrown Sherlock Holmes Society here too. We do indeed have, I know for certain that one translator of the works of Conan Doyle, a former ambassador to Japan, Mr. Mark Siniso, here amongst us, and many other experts, teachers, English literature, teachers, as I say, students. We have students from the Gustav Adolf Gymnasium here in Tallinn, who we welcome warmly. So we have all generations who enjoy and appreciate this particular genre of English literature. I'm not going to carry on because it's much more important that you should hear from those who are the experts on the subject. We have sitting at the back the president of the society, but here on my right, the chairman, Peter Horrocks, who has a special task to perform. So I hand over to him. Thank you, Mr. Horrocks.
Your Excellency, Mr. Mayor, ladies and gentlemen, what a wonderful day it's been already. And I have in particular, two very pleasant tasks. The first one is to thank the Ambassador and the British Embassy for their wonderful hospitality, which I know all of us appreciate very much indeed. This isn't something that's just been, as you will appreciate, thrown together overnight. This has been the result of careful planning, and I can tell you that the level of interest and cooperation and kindness we've received from the embassy, Moriarty, a news item that made front page of the newspapers all around the world. And I have to say, since that time, it has been very noticeable that we appear to have been on very good terms indeed with British embassies, not only all around the Baltic, but in other places as well. Now, it gives me very great pleasure to do something which doesn't often fall to somebody in my position, that is to pin a medal not only on a British ambassador, but also on a mayor. The home of Sherlock Holmes. His address at 221B Baker Street in the city is almost as famous as the great detective himself, and every year thousands of visitors, including many from overseas, are drawn there because of their curiosity about him and where he lived. We in the Westminster City Council have had a long and happy association with the Sherlock Holmes Society of London, going back to their foundation in 1951. Most recently, they organised the putting up of a statue to Holmes outside Baker Street Station and presented the statue to the City of Westminster in perpetuity. They also participated prominently in our Westminster Festival 2000 held in Berkeley Square. I was very pleased to hear that the Sherlock Holmes Society of London are setting out again on one of their overseas tours, this time their 50th anniversary cruise to the Baltic. We regard them as excellent ambassadors for the city. Besides his Westminster links, Holmes was a great traveller and has become a truly international figure whose influence through the genius of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle in bringing people together has been remarkable. I am delighted to take the opportunity of sending my personal greetings to you in Tallinn on the occasion of the Society's visit. Yours sincerely, and it is signed by the Lord Mayor. And I am delighted to hand this letter over to the Mayor of Tallinn.
I'm just a little bit nervous. But anyway, you are welcome, everybody, in our town, and particularly is holding this old town hall. This week has been like British Cultural Week in Tallinn, and we have met already your famous Depression Mode. Maybe you don't know because you have jumped out from such a long past. As you just said, that you have seen so much mild people in the streets today. I was even surprised myself today morning. Why is there so much?
Oh, very good. Oh, and the flag's fluttering.
Hold the flag out.
Ta-da! Her Majesty's Ambassador Extraordinary.
And on the other side of the
ice cream. Let us now start moving. Karen's
And this street leads to the harbour, to the great sea gates and to the South Margaret Tower, which we saw from the bus in the beginning of our sightseeing tour. And now on our right hand side we can see one of the oldest churches of the lower town, Holy Ghost or Saint Spirit Church. In this church every Sunday 3 p.m. we have special worships in English. That time already since 1684. And this street clock was made by famous master on wood carving Christian Ackerman. There's the same time like in the streets of London or Paris in the beginning of the 18th century, 1702, 1703, but they have not maintained till nowadays. This cafe is the oldest functioning all the time. It was opened in 1864. They have here, if you find in the menu, 3 stars. It's very strong darling, 1 star, less strong darling. And they have we shall now from that end of the passage.
That's very kind. I'll pop in.
Ladies and gentlemen, in winter, one of the most workshops like to see the artists there just you now blow glass. We are just passing by if you'd like to make photos or to get the idea about that. Move close and then you'll see. And now, ladies and gentlemen, in a short while.
2 trains?
Ladies and gentlemen, now meet by that blue and green house with black roof, which is actually McDonald's. Me and my in the open air market and in this small souvenir shop there, Chicago maybe also.
I'm in Tallinn.
Yes, Morecambe Bay.
Hokey pokey, penny along.
And there's our ship, and here we are up by the Folk Festival Amphitheatre.
That our language is difficult to learn. It's very close to Finnish language. If you go, have you been to Finland?
Yes, my son.
So here we are being tugged out of Tallinn.